Hey guys, this is going to be a fun video, and this is going to be all about speed. You want it, I got it. I'm going to show you where it comes from and all of that, because this lesson can pertain to all of you. You know how sometimes I say this lesson isn't for you, this lesson, blah, blah, blah. This lesson is for every single person. Like and subscribe, share it, tweet it, exit, Instagram it, whatever you want to do, because we're going to get really into this little series I'm going to be doing now is all about speed, okay? And where it comes from, 85% comes from your hands, wrists, and forearms. And I talk about how the body supports, I talk about how the feet and ankle G's move and stuff like that for some people. But again, this is going to pertain to every single person, because the number one reason why people do not use their hands correctly, number one, and two, they probably just don't have an understanding, and I guess that's either my fault or other teachers' faults, but where the actual hand and where the actual arm is supposed to be to create a maximum speed, okay? So if you like this, like, subscribe, go to my website. I got a monthly membership. I do Zooms. Let's get to it, all right? So the very first thing that I have a speed stick. It's an old school speed stick. It's not one of the new ones with the toads and all that other kind of stuff, but you'll get the gist. And I've got like a little speed device here, and I'm going to do a bunch of swings, and you're going to hear a bunch of differences, okay? So, and you guys can kind of play around with me if you want to. And I'm going to come a little closer to kind of show you this. So the hand, wrist, and forearm bends backwards like so. And I'll address the answer of a question too a guy had. So this is not the faldo drill where the golf club stays here and then hinges like this, okay? That's not a swing, okay? And the butt of the club went that way, right? So when I put my finger here and I hinge my hands back, you'll see that the butt of the club stayed right there where that double pendulum would be. My right hand's over my thigh or so as I wind up, and my elbow's in the right position, and my hand's over here. This is the number one position people do not get into, okay? If I could put every single person right here, I wouldn't, well, one, you wouldn't need me, and two, you'd all be good golfers, all right? And especially with understanding. So watch what happens when I put my left hand to it. Look how much my shoulders now moved, how much my arms has extension, right? You could literally put the club on your shoulder, extend it, and you see I'm in the same place. So this part right here of extension is then 100% the arm going to the target as fast as you can. The other thing that you guys do is, because you swing inefficiently, you can't swing fast. So, and I'm going to show a bunch of differences, and I'm going to show a bunch of different swing planes coming up with speed, and I'll tell you what the numbers are, but you'll be able to hear it, okay? So when you guys get inefficient motion, you're going to have to be slow. So most people, tour pros, top amateurs, we're already back at impact while you guys are making your backswing. So a golf swing that is slow on the backswing is going to be not efficient, okay, and not fast. The faster that you can go back this way, the more speed you'll produce that way, okay? I've talked about that before. Now, if I'm someone, and I'm going to show some different angles here, that comes in, and I got to turn my little device on, likes to go to sleep on me. All right, so from right here, if you've been told to turn your body, then you will twist your leg, your arm will come around behind you, you'll be off plane, you've got to figure out a way to get it back on top. So let's do that. Let's tuck our elbow in, okay, because that's what we've been told to do. Let's tuck our elbow in and turn. Okay, and that's about, I'm going to try to go, it's 113 with the speed thing. So you have to take about 10% away with whatever number comes up, okay? So, try it again, I'm going to go real hard here. Turn my body in. Ah, shit, 105, I'm a little bit worse. All right, so you can see how that club is off plane. Now, the reason why this pertains to every single person is because even when I get people to swing like they walk and move their ankle joints and all that, I'm getting them in this position with their arm up here. If it's not up here, then it doesn't work. And I also have super fast hands and arms. See, so if I was just to do the swing like you walk and not have fast hands and arms, it'd look like this. See, my feet can only drive 10% of the power. And that's obviously nothing, right? So some people say, hey, I want you to swing the weight of the club back and forth, and that's 70 miles an hour, right? So how am I, so it's not hand and it's not body. So you can see I'm out of sequence, right? Now I'm gonna try to stay in, I'm gonna try to do what tour pros do. Some of them do. They come up here and they drive down and then they turn, okay? So that's what I'm gonna try to do now. All right, so 116. So you can see, and I labored, right? Because it's not efficient. Because the very thing that you do at the top of your golf swing, I am throwing my arm. Oh my God, I know. What did I just say? You know, you deleted me, right? I'm throwing my arm. My arm is moving as fast as I can possibly go to the target. And what happens is my hand is doing this. This is what my hand does. So my hand winds up, and I'm not unwinding my hand naturally like this. My arm is going. As my arm is going, my hand is making that motion. That's how you would throw a ball, okay? So when I get up here to the top, I'm not unwinding my hand. From right here, I'm just throwing my arm as fast as I want to the target. Now that's 140, okay? So the difference of that is my arm. Now, I'm gonna do the same thing I just did, but I'm gonna go slower with my arm. Okay, that's nice and pretty. 93. Which one do you want to do? You want your arm to go faster, see? So you really want to feel, and now that's the reason why, I'll back up. Let's do the right foot only drill that I did a couple videos ago or so, okay? And I got like a 120-pound sandbag so my mat doesn't move. But, so you can see I'm not really balancing, tapping, okay? But my hands, wrists, and forearms are swinging back. My arms are going through, and that's 129. So 129 to 140, do the math. What? 10% maybe, right? So you're looking at like losing what? Little to nothing, okay? So that's why 85% or more of your power comes from your hands, wrists, and forearms. So the faster that you can move your arm, the faster that it will go. Now, let's get into criticalness here. And these videos will be broken down a little bit more into detail about how to get the hand in the right position. Because this, if I put my hand here, my body supports correctly. Now, what I see a lot of people do, because one, not to be mad, not to be mean, right? Work on your flexibility a little bit, get in the gym for strength training. You might only be able to go to here, okay? Now, that is going to be more efficient than someone that does this or goes out to here, but then at the top of their swing, and I would probably say that 90% of my students have their hand too close to their head here. They've been told to tuck their arm. They've been told to turn their body. And I got a lot of this. So I got this, or I've got extension with my arm like this, but then my hand is still like this, so you can still see, right? And so, or I get the one that goes here, and then right here collapses. So you can see how my shoulder stops moving, see? Or I've got the one that goes wide, 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 because they've been told to do that. Then they cock their hands up here significantly later, and you can see how my elbow in position, out of position. And so now I've got a down cock and I'm going to release, see? So the wider that you go, you now have to down cock and kind of create something and then release. And then that looks like this. Wide, 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 wide. And you can see, hell, I hit the ground a little bit. Why? It's not a circle. Wide, 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 wide up, and then down and slow. Okay? So these are all things, and I'm trying to, by the way. I mean, I'm really trying, like, if this is me trying to play and lift my arms up and wide, and then drop down to try to do the Sergio pull. All right, 109. See, I'm really trying, okay? So I want you to understand that I'm not like sitting there going like, look, I'm gonna go fast because this is the move that I want you to do, and I'm going slow on purpose. No, I'm not, okay? So, and you can tell I'm getting out of breath. So you get the idea that this hand, and just take a ball, right? Put it in your hand, and wind it up over your shoulder. And look what it looks like. right? And you can do it with a weight ball, like this. Okay, so it's like a little sand. I think I put this on my site, like a little ball here. So you put your hand here. So you wouldn't go arms straight like this and like this, hurt your shoulder, right? So your arm is supported here. Then keep that same width. And this is the hardest part that people can't do, right here. This is the secret that I think people miss. They get right here and then the party's over. Because then they go that. And for the life of me, and for the Ben fucking Hogan of me, this is not correct. And this is not what he does. His elbow might be here, but his arm is out here. So you've got to get your hand width out and away. You've got to get it out there. Right? So, but you don't get it wide, 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 because everything in golf is opposite. So if you go wide, you now have to somehow come narrow. And people aren't going to do that. So that's when they come over the top. That's why you can't start with your arm. It's not in the right spot. So if I'm right here and I tell you to swing your arm first, you're going to be like, dude, I have to turn my body first. Well, yeah, you do. If you're like this, right? So if I'm literally this narrow, okay, if I'm this narrow, then what do I have to do? Well, I can't extend my arm. If I extend my arm, look where it goes. Now, this is rocket science type stuff. Look, if I'm here and I say use my arm, I'm going to do this. And that's now casting, right? Because your weight obviously is going to be on your left. It's going to go back, what, to your right. So you're like, no, Roger, I can't start with my golf swing with my arm out. So I have to turn my body because I got to keep it close because I have to have lag and all the other shit, right? That's not true. So when you're here, this hand is releasing, see? So when I'm here and I'm telling people to swing it level, like so, this is moving, this is throwing, that is a circle as it goes around. So you're gonna go up here to the top, from right here, and practice this. Get up to the top, look at it. Say, okay, look, is that where I would throw a ball from? Put my hand there, great. Move my arm fast, good, 142. Fine. Now, this is the part I'm talking about where you're slow. Once you get this down, and once your arm goes here, the faster that you get this thing to go here, the more speed that you create. And now that's faster, and now it's 148. Okay, so now minus 10%. That'll be my club head speed with a driver on that swing. Okay, so you tell me where it comes from. All right, I hope this helps. This is going to be the first series. This is the overall scheme. Now I'm going to break down exactly the hand and the arm on the next couple videos.